The official trailer for Marc Couture instantly pulls viewers into a world filled with beauty, ambition, fear, and emotional uncertainty. Starring legendary actress Angelina Jolie, the film appears to blend high-fashion glamour with deep personal struggles, creating a story that feels emotional, stylish, and mysterious all at once. Set against the breathtaking backdrop of Paris, the trailer introduces audiences to a woman caught between the dazzling world of couture fashion and a life-changing secret that slowly begins to unravel everything around it. The trailer opens with a simple but emotional line. "Hi, Mom, where are you?" Immediately, viewers are introduced to distance and separation. The response comes softly and calmly. "I'm in Paris, Marc. I'm doing that fashion." This brief exchange tells us a lot about the character played by Angelina Jolie. She is someone deeply involved in the elite fashion industry, likely working with designers, runway productions, or luxury couture houses. Yet despite the glamour surrounding her, there is already a feeling that she may be emotionally disconnected from her family and perhaps even from herself. As the music slowly builds, the trailer begins revealing glimpses of the fashion. Models walk through elegant halls, cameras flash rapidly, and assistants rush around backstage, preparing for major runway events. The atmosphere feels luxurious but also tense. Every smile seems forced, every movement carefully controlled. The trailer suggests that the world of high fashion is not only glamorous, but also emotionally exhausting and highly competitive. One of the most powerful moments early in the trailer comes when a character says, "We know you're mad." This line feels layered with meaning. It could refer to anger, emotional instability, or even frustration with the pressures surrounding the fashion industry. The response that follows, "My option is better, but I'm okay to do yours," reveals tension between creative minds. It suggests disagreements behind the scenes, perhaps between designers, producers, or collaborators trying to control an important show or collection. The trailer then introduces a young woman who says, "I was scouted on the streets in Nairobi. I'm a risk taker." This line is important because it expands the story beyond luxury fashion and introduces themes of opportunity, ambition, and transformation. The mention of Nairobi adds a global dimension to the film. It suggests that Marc Couture will not only focus on wealthy designers in Paris, but also on the lives of aspiring models and artists from different parts of the world trying to striking. The trailer shows dramatic runway rehearsals, elegant dresses flowing beneath bright lights, and nervous models preparing backstage. Some scenes are filled with beauty and confidence, while others hint at insecurity and fear. One character walks through shadows while another stares into a mirror, as if questioning her identity. These images create a feeling that behind every glamorous appearance lies emotional vulnerability, a particularly emotional someone as soon as possible. Suddenly, the entire tone of the trailer changes. The glamorous fashion story transforms into something darker and far more personal. The character immediately asks, "But it's not serious, right? I mean, it's not like a thing." Her fear is obvious. The hesitation in her voice suggests she already knows the truth, but is terrified to hear it confirmed. This moment becomes the emotional center of the trailer. Up until then, the story seemed focused on ambition and creativity, but now mortality enters the picture. The audience begins to understand that the character played by Angelina Jolie may be facing a or life-threatening diagnosis. The glamorous world of couture suddenly feels fragile and meaningless compared to the fear of losing one. Dresses continue moving down runways, and public appearances continue as if nothing is wrong. In the world of fashion, image is everything, and the trailer suggests that the main character may be struggling to maintain perfection while privately dealing with fear and uncertainty. Another emotionally charged moment occurs when someone asks, "What's going on?" The response comes quickly, "Nothing." But the other character refuses to accept that answer and says, "Don't tell me nothing." This interaction feels deeply human and realistic. Many people facing emotional trauma or illness often try to protect loved ones by hiding the truth. However, those closest to them can sense when something is wrong. The trailer captures this tension beautifully. As the music grows more dramatic, the trailer shows scenes of emotional exhaustion. One sequence appears to show the main character arriving late or suddenly disrupting a set. Another character says, "You just woke up the set like that." The response, "I had an appointment I couldn't change," strongly suggests medical appointments or consultations connected to the earlier diagnosis. Even though the fashion world demands perfection and professionalism, her personal life is beginning to interrupt her work. One of the strongest themes emerging from the trailer is the idea that success cannot protect someone from tragedy. The character seems to have spent her entire life building a career, creating beauty, and preparing for greatness. Yet suddenly, she is confronted with something completely outside her control. This idea is expressed beautifully in one emotional line. "Honey, You spent life preparing for all these things to happen, and then the thing you never saw coming. This line may become one of the defining emotional messages of Marc Couture. It speaks to the unpredictability of life. People spend years chasing dreams, building careers, and planning futures. But life can suddenly change without warning. The trailer suggests that the film will explore how someone reacts when their carefully controlled world begins collapsing. Despite the sadness surrounding the diagnosis, the trailer also includes moments of tenderness and romance. In one quiet scene, a character asks softly, "Can I kiss you?" The answer comes gently, "Yes, now, if you want to." This scene feels intimate and vulnerable. It suggests that the film may also explore relationships, emotional connection, and the need for love during difficult times. The chemistry in this moment feels authentic and emotional rather than overly dramatic. Instead of focusing on passion alone, the scene highlights comfort, trust, and emotional closeness. It reminds viewers that human connection becomes especially important during moments of fear and uncertainty. The trailer reaches its emotional peak when the main character says, "There's a chance I may die." This shocking confession changes everything. It confirms that the illness or diagnosis she has been hiding is serious and potentially fatal. The response that follows, "Everybody's going to die." The line suggests acceptance of mortality and the idea that life's value comes from how people choose to live, despite knowing death is inevitable. This exchange may become one of the most memorable moments in the entire film because it captures both fear and truth. The character is not simply afraid of death itself. She is afraid of unfinished dreams, lost time, and emotional separation from the people she loves. Visually, the trailer for Marc Couture is stunning. The cinematography captures the elegance of Marc Paris, beautiful, narrow streets, glowing lights, luxury hotels, backstage fashion chaos, and grand runway stages create a sophisticated atmosphere throughout the The contrast between beauty and emotional pain becomes even more powerful because of these visuals. The costume design also appears exceptional, which is expected from a film centered around haute couture fashion. Dresses sparkle under runway lights, fabrics move gracefully in slow motion, and every outfit feels carefully designed to reflect emotion and personality. Fashion in the trailer is not presented merely as clothing, but as emotional expression and identity. Angelina Jolie appears perfectly cast for this role. Her calm yet emotionally intense screen presence gives the trailer depth and credibility. She portrays elegance naturally, which makes her believable within the luxury fashion environment. At the same time, her emotional vulnerability allows viewers to connect deeply with the character's fear and uncertainty. Over the years, Angelina Jolie has built a career playing emotionally complex women, and Marc Couture seems to continue that tradition. Her performance in the trailer feels restrained rather than exaggerated. Small expressions, pauses, and emotional silences communicate more than dramatic speeches. This subtle acting style makes the trailer feel mature and emotionally grounded. The supporting cast also appears promising, though the trailer keeps much of their identities mysterious. Several characters seem emotionally connected to the protagonist, including family members, professional colleagues, and romantic interests. Each interaction hints at complicated relationships shaped by ambition, secrecy, and emotional dependence. The music used in the trailer deserves special mention because it plays a huge role in building tension. It begins softly and elegant, matching the glamorous fashion visuals, but gradually becomes darker and more emotional as the story unfolds. By the final moments, the music feels almost haunting, reinforcing themes of uncertainty and mortality. Another interesting aspect of the trailer is how it balances realism with cinematic beauty. While the fashion scenes look glamorous and artistic, the emotional moments feel grounded and authentic. The conversations sound natural rather than overly scripted, which helps viewers connect emotionally with the story. It carries symbolic meaning. In fashion, couture represents luxury, precision, and handcrafted perfection. But the trailer suggests that beneath this perfect surface lies emotional chaos and vulnerability. The film may be using fashion as a metaphor for the masks people wear to hide pain and fear. There is also a recurring visual theme of shadows and reflections throughout the trailer. Characters are often shown standing near mirrors, walking through dim hallways, or appearing partially hidden in darkness. These visuals likely symbolize identity, fear, and emotional isolation. Even though the protagonist is constantly surrounded by people, she appears emotionally alone for much of the trailer. The mention of medical results introduces another major theme: time. Once the possibility of death enters someone's life, every moment suddenly becomes more meaningful. The trailer hints that the protagonist may begin reevaluating her priorities, relationships, and understanding of success. Fashion shows and career achievements may no longer feel as important compared to emotional honesty and human connection. The film may also explore motherhood and family relationships. The opening phone call "Hi Mom, where are you?" immediately establishes family distance. This relationship could become emotionally important later in the story, especially as its emotional restraint. Instead of relying on loud dramatic breakdowns, the film seems to focus on quiet emotional moments. A pause during a conversation, a worried expression, or silence after difficult news carries enormous emotional weight. This subtle storytelling style gives the trailer sophistication and maturity. Fans of emotional dramas will likely appreciate the film's introspective tone, while fashion enthusiasts may be drawn to the glamorous setting and couture visuals. By combining personal tragedy with artistic beauty, Marc Couture appears to offer something emotionally rich and visually unforgettable. The trailer also raises many unanswered questions. What exactly is the protagonist diagnosed with? How long has she known about her condition? Will she tell her family the truth? Can she continue working in such a demanding industry while facing emotional and physical uncertainty? And perhaps most importantly, how will she choose to spend whatever time she may have left? These unanswered questions create strong anticipation for the film's release. A successful trailer should leave audiences emotionally invested while still keeping major plot details hidden. And Marc Couture achieves that balance very effective. There is also a sense that the film may critique the fashion industry itself. Behind the glamorous surfaces, the trailer hints at exhaustion, emotional pressure, and impossible expectations. Models, designers, and creative professionals all appear trapped within systems demanding perfection at all times. The protagonist's illness may force her to confront whether this world truly brings happiness or fulfillment. At the same time, the trailer does not portray fashion negatively. Instead, it presents couture as both beautiful and emotionally complicated, which characters express identity, ambition, fear, and transformation. The romantic subplot hinted at in the trailer may also play a major role in the film's emotional journey. The quiet kiss scene suggests a relationship built on emotional honesty rather than superficial attraction. This relationship could become a source of comfort and strength as the protagonist faces a cinematic perspective. Marc Couture appears carefully crafted to appeal to audiences who enjoy emotional storytelling combined with visual elegance. The trailer suggests influences from classic European dramas while still maintaining mainstream emotional accessibility. If the full film delivers on the emotional depth promised by the trailer, Marc Couture could become one of the standout drama films of 2026. It combines universal human fears with the visually captivating world of high fashion, creating a story that feels both intimate and cinematic. For fans of Angelina Jolie, the trailer offers another opportunity to see her in a complex and emotionally layered role. Her presence alone gives the project significant attention, but the emotional themes and strong visual direction suggest that the film aims to be much more than a typical celebrity drama. Ultimately, the official trailer for Marc Couture presents a story about beauty, mortality, ambition, and emotional truth. Beneath the luxury fabrics, glamorous lights, and elegant runways lies a deeply human story about fear, love, and the fragile nature of life itself. By the time the trailer ends, viewers are left thinking not only about fashion and glamour, but also about the emotional question at the heart of the story. What truly matters when life suddenly becomes uncertain? That emotional question is what makes Marc Couture feel powerful, memorable, and potentially unforgettable.